Hi, my name is Cara Lee, and this is an introduction to our Math 105 hybrid course. First thing I want to make sure is that the hybrid course is a right fit for you. Sometimes people see a hybrid course and see, wow, it meets only one time a week. This must be an easier course. And it's actually more work on your own. So a regular Math 105 course meets for 5 hours a week. And you have that much time together with your classmates and your instructor. A hybrid course is halfway between an online class and a face-to-face class. So we have actually only 2 hours in class, and the rest of that 5 hours is work on your own. Of course, there's help available, but it is work on your own. And I'll show you the online parts of this course in this intro video. But I want to make sure you know that even though it has a lot more flexibility and independence, there's more self-motivation required and more responsibility required on your part. So if you don't feel like this is a good fit for you, feel free to talk to me or email me, and I'll be happy to help you find a different class. If you do feel like this hybrid is a great fit for you, it can be great for folks who work a lot or need to be home with kids a lot. It just does take that extra time on your own. So altogether, the recommendation for college classes in general and math classes in general is 2 hours of homework for every hour in class. So if you take that 5 hours of content that we have for Math 105 and take 2 hours outside of that for each hour, that's 10 hours. Plus the 3 that's involved with the hybrid. So that's really 13 hours a week outside of class as a guideline. Every person is different, so it may be more or less hours for you. Just kind of think about your experience with math in the past and whether it might be more or less hours. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Okay, so that's a little intro to the hybrid course. Now I want to show you the online parts of our class and the things that you need to complete before the first class period. Because we only meet once a week, we need to make the most use of that 2 hour time period. So that's why there are some assignments due before or at the first class. Okay, so I'll show you how to get around here. I'm already logged into my PCC. So feel free to pause the video and do this alongside me if you like, or watch it once all the way through. I'm already logged in to my PCC, and I'm going to go down on the left-hand side to the D2L Brightspace login. You may have used D2L before for some other classes. If not, that's okay too. I'm going to click on Brightspace login. And this is where you'll see any and all courses that you have, that you're registered for, that are using D2L. So yours may look different than mine, and yours may look different. Your class may be different if you're seeing this video in a different term. Okay, so this is the class for right now, Math and Society 105. So click on yours for the particular term. And the image may be different, but these links across the top should be the same. I use a different image for the different seasons of the terms. So course home, you will see a welcome message, and you'll see some information about what each tab does. These are the tabs across the top, and I'm going to talk about each one. So if you forget or you want to be reminded, you can read down below. The content tab is where I post the syllabus and other pieces of information we have for our course. So you can see the syllabus right here. Student info sheet, which I'll hand out at the first class. If you scroll down, you'll see there's videos, there's a link to Microsoft Office, there's some project information. Won't let me scroll down far enough to show you the test and reviews. Excuse me. So let's go back up to the top. The next thing I want to show you is our free online textbook. So we have a free book, and you can get this for low cost at the bookstore if you want a paper copy. I personally like a paper copy. It's around $18. If you prefer to read online, you can do that by either going to the PDF for all the chapters, which is a little bulky. I would probably suggest going to the PDF for each section. So for example, here's our chapter 1 PDF, and then you can scroll through and read this book. Get a little water here. Okay, so that is our textbook. You can access any of those chapters at any time. We will also be using 2 additional chapters, but I have those in our course for you. I have the PDFs, so no worries there. Okay, so let's go back to our D2L. This can be your kind of home base to get to all these links. Also, all these links I've sent to you in an email and in a checklist, a Google form checklist. So the next thing I want to show you is the MyOpenMath online homework. This is a free online homework program, and the first time you go here, you can also get to it directly by myopenmath.com. The first time you go, you need to register as a new student. So you'll need to put in a username, create a password, put your first and last name. You can put the first name you like to be called by. You can decide if you want to get email notifications. And then right here is, keep this on, my teacher gave me a course ID. On the syllabus, there's a course ID and there's an enrollment key. Now yours may be different for different terms, so go look at the syllabus and also my email and checklist, and you can find those 2 pieces of information, and then you click on sign up at the bottom. Okay, so I have already done that because I have used MyOpenMath a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Once you create it, then you got to go back to this page and then log in, put in your username and password that you just made. Log in, and then you'll probably just see one course here because you have one course. I have many. So I'm going to click on our course. Again, yours might be a little different based on a different term. When you start, it will look like this. You'll see an beginning module, orientation and introductions, and then you'll see a module for each chapter. You can click on these triangles and it will open each module. So I'll open and close each module. So you can just keep the one open that you're working on, or however you like to do it. Okay, so the first most important part is this red one, Welcome to Math 105, Orientation and Introductions module. So I'm going to click on that. First, there's a little introduction about our class. And then these are 2 things to do before we get into our first class meeting. So you can do this orientation, which are some simple little questions that help you just get used to this homework system and navigating around in it. You'll see the questions on the side, and you can you can go to them in any order. It naturally opens up on the first one. I've created an account and I'm logged into MyOpenMath. Well, of course you have to do that in order to get in here. So that is true. And then hit submit. Then you'll see green if you got it right. Then you can click on the next question. Now I'm going to do one wrong. Multiple choice questions require you to choose one answer from a selection. Try this by selecting right below. Okay, so let's say I get one wrong. I hit submit, it's going to be red. But you have unlimited attempts on all of the homework problems. They're to help you learn. So then you just click on the right one, and my submit button is a little below my window here, but I'm putting submit, and I got it right. Okay. So then you can keep going through this orientation. There's one thing I want to show you. So I need to submit something wrong a couple of times, and I think I need to go away from it and come back. Okay, yes, sometimes you won't see the submit button at the bottom, and there will be this link at the top, reattempt this question. It often happens if you go away from a question and come back to it, or maybe after you've tried it a certain number of times. It's just a setting that allows instructors to do different things. Sometimes the question will be re-randomized with numbers, but mine always stay the same. So just click on reattempt this question, and then you will then answer it, and then you'll see the submit button at the bottom. So I'm going to check all the right answers. Yellow is partially right. It's kind of like a stoplight, red, green, or yellow. And I got it right. Okay, so that's the orientation. Complete that. And then to go back to all those folders, click on course. Okay, so that's the orientation. The other online part of the class are called forums, and this is like a discussion area. You might have had discussion posts in another class before. You might have had discussion posts in D2L. This program, MyOpenMath, allows us to have discussion posts inside this program. And what's really nice is we can post homework questions right to the forum. So that's why I'm using the forum inside this program. The first forum, though, is for introductions, so we can start getting to know each other before we get to class on Wednesday. And then, of course, we'll get to meet in person, or, sorry, it could be any day of the week, depending on the term. This term happens to be Wednesday. So click on the Introductions forum. There are some instructions here for what to write in your post. And you won't be able to see anything until you make your post. It just lets each person think independently before seeing a post. I have already put my introduction, so you're welcome to click on that. I have my name and my pronouns are she, her, hers. A little bit about myself. And yours also will look a little different than mine because I have the grading capability. Once you post your introduction, then it's also required to reply to 2 people. So talk about something you found that's similar to you or maybe different from you, or something you found interesting about another person. Just think about how you would be, what you would say if you were meeting someone in person. And of course we want to be very supportive and positive because we're building a community in our class, and it's very important to be supportive of each other. So let's say you read a person's intro and you want to reply to them. You would click reply right here. Then you would type your message and scroll down at the bottom. It says post reply. Okay, so for this first week you'll be making your introduction and replying to 2 other students. Okay, let me go back to course. So those are 2 things to do before our first class, and then there's another thing that I'll show you. So really 3 things altogether. Before I leave this though, I want to show you where you see your grades. And right here it says gradebook at the top, or there's also a link on the left. This is where you will go. There isn't anything in here yet, but this is where you will go to see all of your scores. And these are things that will accumulate throughout the term, and you'll be able to check your grade here. Okay? Okay, so back to D2L. We looked at content, free online textbook, MyOpenMath, online homework. The next thing is the lecture part of the class. Because we meet only 2 hours a week, that's not enough time to lecture. We wouldn't be able to cover everything, and we wouldn't be able to do any activities or problems or anything like that. So this is also a flipped class. So this is a separate website I have, which makes it public, so any student can use this. This is our Math 105 page. There's a direct link, caraleemath.com, but you'll see this link in several places. It's in D2L, it's in MyOpenMath, and you'll also have links to the textbook and the syllabus right here. Okay, so this is where you find the video lectures for our class. So the video lectures are like we would have lecture in class, but because it's hybrid and it's also flipped, the lectures are on video. That lets you watch the videos at your own time and your own pace, take the notes, and then bring the notes to class. Then we'll have activities during class, so we can do the harder part in class. You know, sometimes you have lecture in class, then you go home and you have to do the homework all by yourself and you're lost. We do it the opposite. You watch the video outside of class, could be at home, on campus, wherever you like to do that. And then in class, we focus on working the hardest problems together when you have the support of your classmates and me as your instructor right there. Okay, so for the first class period, there are 2 videos right here, 1 and 2. Looks a little bit like this one, but you'll see me writing on paper. And so I have emailed you the paper for the notes. If you ever miss a class or you don't have the paper, it's linked right here. So I'll show you what it looks like. It says section 1.1, and it should look exactly like what I'm writing on in the videos, okay? Or at least quite similar. I may have made some updates. So you can either print this page out, or if you don't have access to a printer, just write the notes on paper, okay? And bring it to class. Sometimes there are things in addition to the videos, like looking things up in the textbook, or a personal reflection, or searching for something on the internet. So this one has the textbook or the internet to make sure you can find the textbook, and then feel free to use the internet though if you like also, to look up some definitions. And then it says watch the video on truth tables. And then it says watch the video on Venn diagrams. Okay, so if you need the class prep assignment, which is what this is called, you can get that on the website. So you'll watch these 2 videos, take the notes, and bring that to class, okay? Then we will do our class activities in class. If you ever miss a class, I post the group activities on the right-hand side over here. So here's a blank one, and here's solutions, okay? So if you ever miss a class, you still need to do the group activity because it's really important to practice that material. You have the aid of the solutions right here to help you, and then bring that to the next class and show it to me, okay? So I hope this has given you a helpful introduction to our online class, or sorry, part online, part face-to-face, a hybrid class. So the things you're going to be doing before our first class is watch these 2 videos, take the notes, then you're also going to go into MyOpenMath, go back to course, and in the red tab, do these 2 things, MyOpenMath orientation and introductions forum. Okay? Feel free to email me if you have any questions or if there's anything you want me to know, and I look forward to meeting you on the first day of class. Bye-bye.